So you might be wondering why a Jurassic Coast video starts off at Seaton Park in Greater Manchester. Well, a couple of weeks ago I did go down to the Jurassic Coast and I filmed in 30-odd degree heat. I fought really bad days, I filmed on the good days, and I was quite proud about the stuff that I'd done. Well, came back, looked at the footage, half of the episode wasn't on it. I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. I thought about scrapping it all, getting rid of it all, but then I thought, no. Being disabled, you've got to get over limits, barriers that we're just not quite sure what to do. Life changes very quickly, but I remembered my motto, disabled, not enabled, and I'm not unable to do it. So what I've done is I'd come to Greater Manchester, to Seaton Park, to the tramway, because I was supposed to start my tram journey at Seaton. Seaton has a fantastic tramway and I filmed quite a lot there, but the only footage I seem to have is a phone footage. So I thought I'd start my intro here at this tramway and have a look here, and then we'll go back into Seaton. See what I'm trying to do? So, the trams in Greater Manchester have been running for 125 years and they've got an open day here at Seaton Park. So we managed to get on board. So I wondered, how can I get from Greater Manchester down to the first part? And this came up. The first part of the journey that we're taking from the Jurassic Coast is from the Seaton Tramway. So what a better way to start than coming here. So I didn't want to lose the magic of trams. So what I've done is I thought I'd go from the journey here at Seaton Park on their tramway to the phone footage that we got down in Seaton. So from here in Greater Manchester to you down in Devon. I'll see you there. Our journey begins in Seaton, rolling along the vintage tramway, before a moment of quiet reflection at the wetlands. Crossing into Dorset, we arrive at Lyme Regis to walk in the historic footsteps of pioneering paleontologist Mary Anning. Then it's back on the road as the coast opens up. The next stop is Charmouth, keeping our eye on the shoreline for quick fossil hunt. The route tracks further east following the dramatic cliffs. And then we hit West Bay and a look around the iconic harbour and its famous television backdrop. And our final stretch brings us to the spectacular finish. We round off the journey at the National Trust's stunning Hythe Beach, the perfect end to an incredible coastal road trip. The rails beneath us have quite a story to tell. This line was originally a British branch line and has run through the Axe Valley since 1868, and not only served the communities of the places around here like Collyton and Colliford and down to Seaton for nearly a century, but it brought holidaymakers down to the seaside from as far back as the Victorians. It just makes me wonder what magic and excitement that the people that came along that route were thinking, and was it thinking the same excitement that I was today? But in 1966 the Beeching cut swept through rural England and the line was closed, and the last train from Seaton carried fewer than 11 people, and that actually makes me quite sad to think about that. And I think most people at that point thought it was completely over and it was just going to become barren wasteland or something like that. But one man had other ideas. Claude Lane, who fought to get the Light Railway Act approved, paid for and virtually worked around the clock to dismantle an entire tramway system and rebuild it here from scratch. And on the 28th of August 1970, the Seaton Tramway opened its doors. A story of refusing to give up, which I can get behind, and it feels rather fitting given why I'm here today. We're travelling 3 miles through the Axe Valley on a narrow gauge electric tram. On the left hand side of us is the River Axe and its estuary, and on the right hand side is a fantastic nature reserve called the Wetlands, or Seaton Wetlands, and we're going to go there shortly. The tram travels around 6 miles an hour, not because they can't go faster, because at 6 miles an hour you can see everything at a leisurely pace. Out of the way, my lads. I was keeping my eyes out on the water. Apparently you can see lots of grey herons, which we did manage to see. We get a great shot of it coming up. But there's little egrets, curlews, all sorts on the mudflats. This is one of the finest stretches of estuary wildlife in the whole of Devon, and you're seeing it from the comfort of a seat on an old electric tram. What more do you want? With the rhythm of the rails beneath us, the sea breeze blowing up the estuary, it's not a bad way to travel, is it? I hope you're enjoying yourself as much as I am. Now I want to talk about something that matters a great deal to me on this channel, and that is accessibility. Because the Seaton Tramway has been thinking about it for such a long time. Back in 1988, they built a specially adapted tram to carry wheelchair users. And that was 1988, long before visitors' attractions were even having the conversation. Today there are 3 trams, 9, 10 and 11, all dedicated to wheelchair accessible bays, reaching by portable ramps with level boarding. I just think that is absolutely fantastic. And there's hearing loops at Seaton and Colleton, information boards all across the place. And there's portable tablets with large print guides and visual guides available on request. There is so much commitment from this place for accessibility, and I love that. It's not an afterthought, it's a real dedication to accessibility. A heritage attraction that has been quietly getting it right for decades. In 2022, the tramway opened a brand new accessible halts right on the estuary and the viewing area at the River Axe. And if I had more time, I think I would have liked to have stopped there and have a look at the birds going over, because it was such a great sight. And in 2024, the tramway did something remarkable. They purchased the old Seaton Jurassic Visitor Centre and reopened it as a Jurassic Discovery, an award-winning indoor dinosaur and discovery attraction. And it was one of the best things I did on the Jurassic Coast. It was absolutely amazing. Honestly, it was so much fun. Not only was it single level, wide paths throughout, meaning it was all step free, but they had a public picnic area and there was activities for kids and big kids. And I'm not even mentioning the best bit. The best bit was the animatronics. Absolutely breathtaking. It was like I was actually there. At one point, I honestly thought I was going to get eaten. It was that good. I recommend this place so much, and if you're in this area, please check it out. It was absolutely tremendous. Unfortunately, I've not got as much footage as I wanted because this place was one of the ones that I lost, and I'm devastated. What you're seeing is a little bit of phone footage, but I think it's come out okay. You'll just have to go make your own memories, because it definitely gave us an appetite for the Jurassic Coast ahead. This is something that I'm going to be doing for a little while now. I've got different cameras that I'm just testing out really on this journey, and that's the fun of vlogging, doing a vlogumentary.
If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
Okay, that was pretty terrible. It was just a rough cut and I was just testing the 360 camera, but that's proof that I actually went to the Seaton, because that's the cafe, and yeah, that's what I was doing. But what I wanted to tell you is at the end or the middle or somewhere in the video, we're going to stop, we're going to relax, and we're going to have a coffee together, me and you, and maybe even a little cake as well, who knows. But if you want to contribute to the channel, or if you want to have your name somewhere on the channel, then go on to the QR codes below, or the links in the description, and go on to buy me a coffee or whatever you feel like doing, and you can have your name on this, and we can have a coffee together in the future. So let's go back now from here in Seaton Park down to the Jurassic Coast. The last place that we're heading off to is the Seaton Waterways on this episode, and it is one of the best places that is around that we've spotted so far. Now, we came the other day, got some B-roll, and I thought I'd come back when it's a bit quiet and see what we can see. Now, this wetlands was created around about 2008, so it's coming up to about 20 years old, and it is fully accessible. They've got hides that have got access through wheelchair users, so if you're in a wheelchair you can get right up, and there's a special panel that pulls down so you can see through the hide. It's all flat, a lot of it's tarmacked, and it's just a great place to come. Donations for £1 for the parking, and there's a little cafe as well that sells drinks and little cakes. Well worth a visit. The Seaton Wetlands is a bird watcher's paradise, a nature reserve that boasts a remarkable area. The total landholding is currently just over 90 acres, with a phenomenal amount of wildlife. Grey herons, little egrets, curlews, oyster catchers, and an impressive richness of sand martins. We start off in the Black Hole Marsh hide. So we're currently in the island hide at the moment, and we can see some shell ducks out there in the water, and it looks like they've got young, so that's absolutely amazing to see. And we've got sand martins, and they're whizzing round, and they've got an artificial cliffside, and there's holes in it that they've made to try and attract the sand martins. It's been there years, and apparently they've only just started coming, so I think this is like the second year, which is incredible. So we're going to check that after this. I'm hoping to see an oyster catcher.
Oh, they've gone now.
Now, this hide is probably one of the most popular, and we've been here for about 20 minutes, and there's always been someone here, but everyone seems to have left now. I don't know if it's something we've said, but I just want to show you around this beautiful island hide, because they've got the benches, but they've got these incredible spots here right behind me where you can pull up with a wheelchair. So it's fully accessible, and it's got a little history about the wetlands and the birds that we'll be able to see. Now, last week, if we'd come, we were able to see osprey. There was an osprey, we're not too sure where it was from, but it was flying up the estuary. So hopefully he's going to come and make a visit today, but I don't think we're going to be that lucky. But my plan is to find the oyster catcher next. I think I've just seen an oyster catcher out there. He's sat on that pier, so let's see if we can see him. They might not be, but I'm going to hope that he is. Something we've never seen before. It's absolutely incredible. It's this wee island with all the reeds, and it looks like all the sand martins are sat in it, telling everyone about the business, having a look around, flying around. This is a beautiful spot if you like sand martins, you want to see sand martins. I'd say there's hundreds there. Oh. One thing that we've noticed about this place here is you can hire out buggies. So I don't know if you're phone ahead, but that's another incredible thing that I don't think I've seen anywhere else. But I'm really impressed with that one. And when I came, there was someone with an electric bike with a couple of seats on the back of it, and they were pulling people along. I thought that was another cute idea. One thing when you come to places like this, you have to be quiet and try not to talk too much, especially in the hides when people are watching the birds. We've had a few people just shouting and disturbing the wildlife. Here behind me you can see the San Martin holes that people have made. There are absolutely hundreds of them, and it's incredible to see. What a beautiful sight that is. A man-made San Martin habitat, absolutely brilliant. Last year they had 500 babies in here. This year they've had even more. That's incredible. Just shows you what people who are passionate about animals and want to do things for animals, what they can achieve. Now they're all ringed here, and it's incredible. And I was speaking to the team inside the Discovery Centre, and they were saying that the San Martins that they've got here and nesting here, they are about 15% of the UK population. And it just shows you how important it is to have places like this and to have dedicated teams to helping nature out. You can just hear them flying around, it's amazing. So that behind me there, just to the side, is Swift boxes as well. And they have got inside a camera right inside the Swift box. And you can see the footage of that when you go into the Discovery hut. So there is so much to come and see. It is absolutely amazing. And they're expanding. So between here and Seaton, you've got where the tram line is, you've got some more fields, and they've been given them, which to see places like this expand is absolutely amazing. So while we watch the San Martins here, I'm going to do something we're going to do in both of the episodes of this Jurassic Coast, and do a time for reflection in what I'm calling the quiet cut. So sit back and enjoy the sounds of nature. a magnificent day here in Seaton, and we've got one more place to visit, and then we're off beyond Devon and into Dorset. That was better. There's a sign here. Wow, this is actually really fascinating. That this area was a challenge field, or some people call it dead man's field, and the reason is here there was a site of a duel. Yes, guns, revolvers, Dawn, the lot, you had it here, and it was involving two men. One was a sea captain, one was a landowner. Now, the landowner was not happy that the sea captain would let his dogs chase game from his land, so they decided to have a duel. Well, unfortunately, one of them won, and it was the landowner. And unfortunately, he won, and he walked over straight and looked down at his conquest and said, "There, I think he's dead, gentlemen." He was later charged with the guy's murder. Of course he was, but he decided to flee, and he fled overseas, never to be seen of again. That is pretty much it for this episode of the Jurassic Coast. We've got another one coming up. But the reason why I'm stopping here is not just because I've done a wee on a murder site. No. This here is the border between Devon and Dorset. We're going to travel on along the Dorset coast and see what it has to offer. We don't know what we'll see, but we're going to go and find out. Come on. Next time we follow the coast east to learn about Mary Anning and follow in their footsteps to find what's hidden in the rocks. We also visit the home of Broadchurch and find out about 18th century smugglers. So join me then as we enjoy more of the Jurassic Coast.